Sound rolling, sound speed,
And
camera. Let me stop playing. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Geek Banter. It's your host, Joshua, and your co-host, Philip. We welcome you. Say what's up, Phil. Oh my god, he got Friday the 13th. Oh man, I'm sorry. I did not know he was gonna do that. Oh man. I can't, bro. Oh my god. Bro really pulled out the original Friday the 13th, man. Bro, where'd you get that from?
I um I bought it like 2.5 years ago, back in 2023, back when I was still in college. My last October, still in college. The
Uh-huh.
13th of October was gonna land on a Friday. I was like, that's too perfect. That's too perfect. So
Ooh.
I bought this, and the teacher actually let me wear this during class. She was so cool for that.
Oh, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
I also want to give it. I also decided it would be funny because we recorded something and only Josh's audio was.
Yeah.
I thought about doing an edit of that episode. Like, I just replaced the image of me with Jason, and it just seems like a whole episode of you talking to yourself. Like that. I mean, maybe I'll still do that. I don't know.
Maybe what subtitles or
Nope, just me like this. Like just a still image of me like this with the mask on. Just
freeze frame. Freeze frame. Hey, should we tell them what we discussed in the last episode? Even though we can't,
we can't replicate
like,
it.
yeah, right. We
Um,
definitely that was like the greatest intro ever yesterday, but
they'll never
things
believe it.
happen.
They'll never believe us. We could just be
Yeah, they'll
we
never
could just
believe
be
us, bro.
saying that it was the greatest episode we've done. They won't believe us. But we talked about Wonder Man. We discussed what was so great about it. We had a bunch of anecdotes. We talked about Spider Man, Batman, Superman. Um, I
The
talked about
anniversaries.
we did. We talked about stars who had died. We discussed Stan Lee. We discussed Chadwick Boseman. We discussed not random people, recent tragedies like Catherine O'Hara. James Vanderbeek died yesterday. At the time, it was still like fresh news.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, I could.
2020.
Yeah. Oh, I talked about when I met Rob Liefeld. And yesterday,
Oh yeah.
when we recorded, I also started with a mask on Deadpool because at the time, February 12th, it was the 10-year anniversary of the first Ryan Reynolds film. And 2 days before that was the 35th anniversary of Deadpool's debut in the New Mutants number
Yep.
98. And it's currently Friday the 13th, so I just thought.
That's that's something that, since we already brought that, since you already touched on it, I feel like let's talk about it because I remember, like, I think it was probably about approximately 4 to 5 years ago, and I remember, like, certain company, they were talking about doing a new Halloween movie at the time. Then they were talking about doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then for, like, at Paramount specifically, they were talking about doing a Friday the 13th movie, but it got canceled.
Mm.
I feel like it was in, like, the pre-production stage, but, like, you know, it never got any more, farther than that. It just got canceled.
Yeah,
That was it.
Friday the 13th. I mean, they haven't had a new film in that franchise since what? Oh
Two
nine,
thousand.
2010.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was actually my favorite too. That one was good.
I have yet to see it. I will take your word on it. In the horror genre, for the most part, when it comes to the classics like Michael, Jason, um, Freddy, Child's Play, all that. I'm still in 91. I have seen horror films since, like, that have come out since, like Stephen
Mm.
King, of course. That's where I started with horror. I'll tell you the story in a second here. I have seen. Oh, what other horror films have I seen? Like, I had so many in my mind 5 seconds ago. What are some
Let
recent
me
horror films?
let me ask you this: Who's your favorite like horror like director writer, or like your favorite
Oh,
like horror feature film?
um, I'll start with writer slash director.
Uh huh.
My favorite creator is, I mean, while I could give it to Carpenter, because, I mean, come on, he did Halloween and he created one of the most classic horror films of all time. My, yeah, that theme. My favorite, I think because he's very postmodern, Gatan's gonna love that I said that word,
Oh snap!
is
He used it. He used it.
is Wes Craven. Now,
Oh,
I know,
okay.
I know,
Interesting.
I know that he created Nightmare on Elm Street, and one could think that is why I'm mentioning it, but it is actually because of Scream, because I thought it was such a great like meta breakdown of the horror genre while still
Uh,
being a horror film. Like he only did the first
mm,
four. I think he died in 2015, so he only did the he only did the first four, but each one was great. I mean, playing into some tropes, subverting them, making them feel new and fresh. I thought they were great. Even Scream 4, which I think is underrated.
oh, I think that was the man. Oh man, I know for a fact that I seen Scream 4 like at least 8 to 12 times, at least at bar minimum. Because I remember on they used to broadcast it a lot on MTV all
Mm-hmm.
the time when they be having like, because you know there'd be the whole AMC Fair Fest, and then MTV will be playing like a lot of Scream. But man, I think that one it's been some years, like 4 or 5 years on that one. But yeah, interesting. I think for me, I'll probably say my favorite will probably have to be either I'll probably say Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds, or probably dealing with not Stanley Kubrick. What's his name? The one who did Twilight Zone. Oh man, some of those epilogues used to mess me up as a kid. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. Uh, God damn. I could see the face. I could see. I could.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let me try to find
forget.
it. But
Um, who's your favorite horror writer or horror character? We can do that too.
apart obviously mine's. I feel like for me, obviously I'm biased. Like I love John Carpenter's like Halloween. I feel like the like one of the I say the best movie within the franchise is obviously the first one. Like the original, it's hard to outdo that one. But I'll probably say my second like favorite would probably be H2O, which means like Halloween 20 years later.
Yeah.
Or I think it was probably like the either the second or the third one because this is so many because they're in sync. They pick up right after each other. And the one that I disliked the most was I think it was like the third or the fourth
Uh,
one.
is it the Season of the Witches one?
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
fall asleep all the
The
time.
third one.
I
I have seen that one, and I looked up why is the third Halloween so different from the two
bro,
before it, and then the ones after it. And I ended up reading this like before you judge it too harshly. Here's what happened. So when he did the first Halloween, he had originally conceived it as an anthology series, and there would be like a different monster or different like villain in every film, and he was going to do something
mm,
else for the second one. But because of the way the first one ended, he decided he needed to give Michael like an ending. So that's
Yeah.
what the second one was for. And then he returned to the anthology idea for the third one, which is why we get the witches instead. And like people hated that because, I mean, I get that he wanted to give Michael an ending, but if you truly wanted to make it an anthology series, you should have just left the first one alone. Leave Michael alone. Do something different with the second one, because once you put him in the sequel, you kind of cemented the franchise as the Michael Myers franchise.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's been the Michael Myers franchise ever since. So
And I know for a fact that I think what's his name? I think his name was probably Rob. I think it's Rob Zimmerman or something like that who tried to um try because I know John Carpenter wanted to he rebooted the franchise and I think one of the people that he probably picked out was probably like Rob Zimmerman. I'm not sure, but
Rob Zombie.
I think probably yeah Rob Zombie. I don't know where I got Rob
You
Zimmerman.
talking about the guy? You talking about the guy that did the reboots like in the late 2000s?
Yeah, like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, I saw the second one on accident. So
Wait.
okay,
Describe like wait a minute.
okay.
Elaborate
All
on
right.
that.
So when I started watching the uh, the horror films, specifically Halloween, late 2022. I think that is when I saw the first Halloween, like just after Christmas 2022. And then when I went to go watch the second one, oh, by the way, fun fact, I saw the first Friday the 13th on a Friday the 13th. I think it was January 2023. Anyway, so
Uh-huh.
so then I went to watch Halloween 2, and I hadn't looked up on Wikipedia the name of all the Halloween films, so I just clicked the first one that said Halloween 2. I didn't know there was reboots. I probably should have known this. And honestly,
Wait. You wait. So tell me. You started off. Wait. So wait a minute. Don't tell me you started off with the reboot. Then the original.
I
That's how you started off. Wow.
I started with the original 1978 film, and then a few weeks
Okay.
later when I went to go see the second one, like I looked it up on Prime at the time, and I just looked up, like
Yeah.
Halloween 2, and I just clicked the first one I saw cuz like I didn't know there was two Halloween 2s. And so yeah, I started watching it, and I was I don't know. Like I didn't know any of the actors involved, so I just thought they like recast everybody, and I was like, wow, the first one was pretty indie, but I guess they got like a bigger budget for this one. And the relation between Laurie and Michael was spoiled for me because of that second one.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
once what's her name, Octavia showed up, I was like, wait, hold on. This can't be the '80s. There's no way. There's no way. Like that's what she looked like 10 years ago. There's no way that's what she looked like 40 years ago, you know?
True.
Like I don't was she alive 40 years ago? I mean, maybe, I don't know, but she certainly didn't look like that.
Cause Lori was like the baby. If I stand to be like correct, Lori was like the baby sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause it's that once because it some of the dealing with like continuity purposes, it does kind of what does kind of change. Well, not really, because I know in the original one, on how it starts off, it's like he dresses like in that particular that clown suit as a kid, and he's walking up the stairs, and he
Yeah.
has two sisters. He has the older sister, and then he has obviously his baby sister. And he went upstairs. She were doing her makeup, and obviously kind of exposed, if you know what I mean, and so forth.
It was
And he
the
just went,
70s.
just went in, just went
Pretty psycho.
in. Right. But I think one of the things that I love about the first one is because we're literally seeing it. I forgot what particular type of shot that you call it, but it's from his perspective, and you're leading and you're building up to it. And I'm just like, oh man,
Yeah, the
this
first
is
one that puts you in the eyes of the killer. I think one of the Scream films said that. Oh, speaking of Scream and specifically scary movies, The first Scary Movie in 2000. Uh, so Halloween is definitely one of those films where the the creepy villain is there, and then when the main character looks, they're gone, right? And
Yeah.
I love that Scary Movie made fun of that, where the ghost face or like scary guy in that one is like, like what's her name, like hello Sydney or whatever her name was, and then as soon as she's about to turn around, you like see him run and hide behind a tree, or how about later when he's like hiding behind the couch and she's like, I can see your
He's like,
feet. Oh damn it! All right, turn around, turn around, turn around. No peeking, no peeking,
oh man.
no peeking, no peeking. Do you know where I am now?
Bro, that was a highlight. Oh my goodness, man. Oh man. There's bro. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Okay.
Yeah. So Michael is definitely high. I think I've seen, besides most of the late 2000s Halloween 2, I think I've seen only the first 5. Yeah, because 4 and 5 is what brings back Michael after Season of the Witches.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Philip. What? Okay, dealing with John Carpenter's films, like other than like the composer, like dealing with the composition of music and the soundtrack and stuff. Like, what do you think? What makes it so? Why so many people love like that franchise? What makes it so great?
I can't speak to the larger franchise as I have yet to engage with the 90s and everything since. But dealing with the first like decade of that franchise, I think it just has to do with the beautiful simplicity of a guy coming at you with a knife. Again, I think that's something they said in Scream. I mean, to an extent, he is supernatural. Like,
oh yeah,
he is gonna keep coming after you. But although this brings up an interesting question, how does the way I describe him just then, a guy in a mask coming at you with a big stabby weapon, how is he different than Jason Voorhees? And okay, so here's the difference. Michael can be stopped. From what I can tell, he can be stopped. He can be quote unquote killed. I mean,
yeah.
Jason, yes, he can be killed, but at least from what I've seen, like despite how ridiculous some of those Friday the 13th movies are, he seems
Jason X.
Yeah, he seems a lot more unstoppable. Like Michael strikes me as the kind of guy that if you were to somehow cut off one of his limbs, he'd probably back off.
Yeah. He'll be at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, Jason, he strikes me as the kind of guy that if you cut off his arm, he'll just look at it and then just keep coming after you.
He'll turn that arm and try to put, like, he's the type that'll take like his machete and then drive it into his arm and then use it as a weapon. It's kind of like he's like not immune to like pain, because it's kind of like based on like, because it's kind of like when you look at like the folktale of it, dealing with like Count Crystal Lake and his mother, like Jason Voorhees, it's kind of like, it's like you just said, it's like it's supernatural, like dealing with like that whole vibrance of that atmosphere and like everything that that goes into that. But yeah, if they were to come into a fight, I don't know why. I wonder if like if the two studios ever came together and discussed about doing a movie between, like, I know we got Jason versus Freddy, and that was the movie's kind of but it's pretty entertaining though. But I always wanted that Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees.
I feel like those are the two biggest ones, especially during the 80s.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but I'm gonna give it to Jason though. I'm gonna give it to I mean, Michael is more classic in my opinion, but I think Jason's just got more going for him. I mean, I literally saw him get resurrected on accident.
Yeah, that's man. He got his head, man. He got his limb chopped off plenty of times. He got his head. He got his head, bro. And then I think that I'm trying to see what happened in the one that came out in 2009. I forgot what's the name of that actor that's actually plays in that TV series.
I
He
haven't
was
seen it.
in, I think it was in Supernatural. He was in Jeepers Creepers, and then he was in something else as well too. But I think his name is Jared Palom. No, Jared Bolonsky or something like that. Whatever. But yeah, Jason. I think Jason will win that 100%. I like Michael better, but Jason will win that fight 100%.
Yeah. I haven't seen the one that you're talking about, but after we're done with this episode, I could maybe look up who that actor is. The last Jason movie I saw, I think, was Jason Takes Manhattan. I think that's the seventh or eighth one.
Yeah, that one was oh man, the black guy in that one. Oh man, that was he was a boxer was literally punching his face until his knuckles started bleeding. I was like,
I,
bro.
I feel like I feel like if they ever, I mean, Jason Goes to Space and versus Freddy. I haven't seen those, but they do sound like a little ridiculous. Jason Takes
They're
Manhattan.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
They're ridiculous.
Jason Takes Manhattan. Even though the movie is a little silly, the title itself sounds terrifying without it being too crazy. I feel like if I like as a filmmaker, if I really wanted to reboot Friday the 13th and I wanted to remake any of those, I'd probably do a remake of Jason Takes Manhattan, except I'd probably try and live up to the title a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. That title is kind of misleading to a particular extent. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
100%.
It's more like Jason Visits Manhattan.
Right, right. Like taking over. That's something like entirely different. Like it's like a whole initiative or like some type of supernatural force that's like driven the whole city. You know, kind of like what's that? It's like that one story dealing with I think it's in Goosebumps dealing with R.L.
Hmm.
Stein dealing with
Oh,
like the something
oh,
like that.
that's a
Yeah.
that's like softer horror, but I loved the 2015 Goosebumps. I had so much fun with that.
What was your favorite? Like what was your
My
favorite
favorite
episode? Mel?
oh
Like the
of the
weirdest one.
episodes, the weirdest ones. I mean, you know, I like Slappy. I mean,
Oh yeah, Slappy's
I know he's I
hilarious.
know he's the most popular one, and he's an easy answer. But you know, there's a reason for
Yeah,
that. There's a reason for that.
I
Um,
think.
if
Go
I
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
if I had to if I had to name another one, I don't know. I was young, so I don't remember if this is an actual episode or if I'm just daydreaming it. But the blob that ate everyone.
Yeah, that one was wild.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Um, I know they recently did a live action Goosebumps show, but I think that might have gotten canceled.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's so
Yeah,
true.
I think it only ran for 2 episodes, but it was going to be an anthology series, and maybe that's why it got canceled. I don't know. Maybe people just didn't like the cast of season 2 or the story with the plants. I don't know. The second Goosebumps movie ended with that cliffhanger. Uh, I'm not sure if you saw it.
Which year I'm trying to see because it's a
2018.
few of them. I don't think. No, I don't think I. No, I don't think I. I don't think I previewed that one.
Uh, yeah, it's okay because Jack Black had like a much smaller role in that one. But the
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one.
one of the one of the funny jokes in it though is okay. So the monsters get out, right? And
Uh,
he and when Jack Black like shows up, he's like looking around at all the monsters that are loose, and then he looks and he sees a red balloon flying over a storm drain, and he's like, "I knew I thought of that first."
Don't man, don't be talking about balloons. You already know
At,
what that remind me of.
at the time, I hadn't seen Stephen King, like anything Stephen King, but
Yeah.
I was like, is that an It reference? Because I had seen on the posters the year before the first It movie. You know, the one where it's like all darkness except for his hand coming out and like
Yeah.
holding the red balloon.
Yep.
I like that they did that again for the second one, except like the same look, except he's holding two balloons.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, I feel
okay.
bad.
So
Harry.
I need to give a shout out to Stephen King because the larger horror genre, like I know I mentioned loving Goosebumps, but like larger horror, like truly terrifying stuff,
Yeah.
is thanks to Stephen King. So when I was in my final year of high school, in my English class, the teacher, Miss Sayuki, I think her name was,
Uh,
she wanted us to read 500 pages a quarter. And for the first quarter, I did like Lord of the Rings because I love that. And but she also wanted us to watch movie adaptations. So I just did it on Return of the King. Then for my second quarter, at the time, the final trailer for It Chapter 2 came out. Even though I hadn't seen any of them, I thought the editing of the trailer looked so good. After this, go watch the final trailer for Chapter 2.
uh,
I thought it was so good, and I was like, oh my god, like I know the book is like 1,000 pages. I should just read that one. That's two quarters right there. So
uh,
I ended up doing that, and I have to watch the film adaptations as well. So the first true scary movie I ever saw was late November. I watched the first It, and oh Jesus! As soon as like Georgie like lost the arm, I was like, okay, yeah, horror is definitely a different type of genre. Okay, but I mean, I love
it,
it. And then I got into more Stephen King. I saw The Shining, Doctor Sleep. I read the books. I read
yep.
Carrie. I still have yet to read Children of the Corn, The Dark Tower. I did a lot of Stephen King, and then I branched out a couple of years later into the other horror stuff, like the one I just mentioned, or the ones I've been mentioning. I saw Jennifer's Body. Wait, that sounds weird out of context. uh, um, my friend, well, I think she wants to stay off the grid, so I won't say her name, but she gave me a list of all these horror films to watch. So actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up that list and we can talk about it. And if I've seen them, I can definitely talk about them. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I did not see. I did not
Which
see.
one? Which
Uh,
one?
she mentions the 1974 one,
Oh yeah, that's the classic one.
Silence of
That
the
one. Good.
Lambs. Oh, okay. Silence of the Lambs.
Oh man,
I do want to see. I do want to see Silence of the Lambs.
that's a must, bro. That's a must. That's like top five, one of the greatest, like scary, like in horror all time, easily, son. Bro, you gotta
I
see that.
I saw a list of the greatest villains like ever in cinema. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia. I mean, it's Wikipedia, but I think that's where I saw it. Number one was Hannibal Lecter in that one, the Anthony
Mm-hmm.
Hopkins one. Nightmare on Elm Street. Um,
Yeah.
of course, I love Freddy. He is a great villain. I mean, he attacks you in your dreams, and
Oh man.
if you're like me and you just like walk through dreams, and even if you realize it, you can't control anything in there, like Freddy would kill me.
Those dream sequences be crazy. And
One, two,
it's this
three,
one,
stop
it's this
for
one
you.
particular YouTuber. I forgot what's his name, but he literally has Batman going up against Batman versus Freddy, to where, he uses, Bruce Wayne being a detective on how to destroy and do like a whole overview or an analogy on how to defeat his foe, dealing with Freddy, Jason, like Michael
Oh,
Myers on
I
all.
saw that video.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better
Jump
lock
rope it.
your door. Yeah. I mean, oh,
That one also received a reboot as well too, though, which was pretty. I say was pretty. I say it was pretty. It was pretty decent. It was pretty good.
I also saw there was a TV show for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. It was called Freddy's Nightmares. I thought it was pretty
Yeah,
good. I liked it. Oh,
I never fit.
um, the other one that had a TV show, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, the series. That one
Yeah,
was pretty good, but it got canceled. And they actually had an idea that in the final episode, the artifact that they would go for would be Jason's mask to tie it to the films, but they never got to do that. So they remain
they,
unconnected.
the video. I'm like in the video game. The video game is crazy too, to
Mm.
where you have to go. Like, have you ever seen like the game trailer for like for Friday the 13th?
No, I just learned that there was a game. My good friend
Bro, the
Josh
game,
told me about it like 5 seconds ago.
bro, the game is wild, bro. It's crazy. It's you'll be addicted to it. You'll be addicted
Hold on,
to it.
I gotta write this down. I will search this up later. Okay. The next film that she talks about, The Thing, which I did see, 1982, masterful effects,
Oh,
gruesome
bro.
circumstances. It's a great horror film.
Yes,
It's.
yes.
I would not be surprised if that film is what inspired Among Us.
Mm.
And why is it in these films that these people who, are you secretly a monster? Are you secretly a monster? Like, there's always one or two people that act suspicious, like they act like they're the monster, even though they're not. Like, I know they're red herrings, but they don't have to be like, oh, I'm not the monster.
Right.
You
The
know?
too yeah, too being too cautious, like too suspicious, like come
like,
on, man. Like
bro,
that was a little bit too obvious.
if I was there, see, I in a situation like that, while I do believe in preserving life, in a situation like that, if I hear that, you're dead. You're dead. I'm sorry. Like, if you turn out to just be a human, I'm sorry. I'm just being cautious. Like, if not, the whole human race could end. Okay. The next one mentioned, I'm not sure if I would consider this horror, and this is one
The wax.
uh, Jaws.
Oh, by Steven Spielberg. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
yeah,
I don't know if I would consider it horror. To me, is something that would still scare me as like a teenager or an adult. Jaws, I think, would stop scaring me once I'm like 12. I mean, it is scary when you see it as like a
and
little kid.
I'll say that in the period time of when it came out, like dealing with the graphics and dealing with all the blood and the gory and stuff like that for its time, yeah. But since like so many things have been so like advanced since then, it's kind of like now that we look back at it, because I used to talk to my dad and my mom about that like all the time, that like when it came out and it was huge, but now you look like us growing up, we look at it, it's kind of like yeah, that's a little bit corny. That look
I mean,
like Dracula.
yeah, that is that's very true. Cause I mean, it's not like the shark genre has gone away. I mean, we still
Yeah.
have the Meg, 47 meters down, the Shallows. So it's not that there's anything wrong with the movie. I mean, the movie is still classic. It is amazing, and I do love
Yeah.
the beautiful simplicity of just nature coming at you. It's just what he does. He's a shark.
Yeah.
It's what he does. But yeah, the effects, I think if you grow up unaware of the other films, like you haven't seen any modern films, I do think it still has the potential to scare you. I think it's just like growing up, we had films made in the modern day. So I don't want to claim.
Postmodernism.
Yeah, I don't want to claim that we have less imagination. It's just that because of the way effects were back then, you did have to use a little bit more of your imagination. Like in the 60s, is Batman ever truly in danger?
Right,
So
exactly. Right,
you just had
true.
you just had to. I think older films and older shows definitely called for the audience to participate more in the story and imagining the scenarios. And maybe that's part of why attention spans have gone down lately. Because I mean, this is a big claim. I'm probably wrong, but I think modern day modern day films and television shows, yes, they look great, but they call for less from your imagination because they're just giving it to you.
Yeah, straight away, straight away. It's they and some will be having the same formulas as well too. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. All right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Um, okay, so we already talked Friday the 13th, but we could talk about the original guy with the knife, Norman Bates, in Psycho.
Oh snap, yo, I forgot about that.
I when
Dang.
I first saw the movie, I admit the whole time for like the first half, I was like, "Where that is this dude with the knife?" And because
I, when you said Psycho, I literally thought you were talking about that one with referring to Christian Bale.
oh,
Amer- American.
American Psycho, that's also a
Yeah,
really good one.
yeah.
Let's see, The Birds, Vertigo. I have yet to see these. Rear Window, Rope. Oh, these are all Hitchcock. Okay, I gotta watch those.
Yeah, Hitchcock is wild.
Night of the Living Dead. Oh, I haven't seen that one. The Blair Witch Project. Haven't
Have you
seen
ever
that.
seen Insidious or Conjuring or Annabelle?
Nope. At one point, I did consider watching. What's the one where the girl has like a tumor in like the back of her head? Is it called Hereditary? I did start the movie, but then like I got distracted with college homework and I never finished it.
Oh shoot,
I could be wrong.
something. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Uh, let's see. The Ring. I haven't seen it, but I know that image of the little girl. You know.
Yeah, The Hills Have Eyes. That was wild.
Scream. Like I said, Scream might be my favorite horror franchise just because it's a meta breakdown of the genre
Yeah,
itself. Like it feels like not only a contribution to the genre, but like a tribute to it. So plus,
This is the last time I watched it, like the TV series on MTV.
I mean, it even honors
This one right there.
the simplicity of a guy with a knife. Oh, the Scream TV show. I haven't seen that. I was gonna
Yeah, that one has a good. I think it has about 3 seasons. It's pretty good.
three. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
I arranged all the things I want to watch in chronological order because a lot of these I think I'm gonna rewatch or watch for the first time.
Uh huh.
And yeah, right. Like I'm going all the way back to the beginning. Like right now, I'm in 1818 and I'm reading Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. So
Really?
so
Oh man,
I'm still like 197 years away from that TV show.
the devotion, the devotion is surreal.
The
What's
Rocky.
the
Oh, um,
leprechaun?
I'm the
That word.
leprechaun. Uh, Belladonna of Sadness. I haven't seen Trick or Treat in 2007. I did see that one. Um, oh, also along with Jaws, another film that turned 50 years old this past year, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. You ever
Mm.
seen the anticipation? What a genre
Oh man,
shaker.
what's that one? What and I actually consider something like these cop detective thriller slash horror, like those be for I love those type of films. I think the one with Denzel Washington and Jared Leto.
Ooh.
That one, I think that one. I forgot what was the name of it. Oh man,
It's not the little
there's so
things,
many
right?
of them.
You're not talking about the little things, are you?
Is it? Is that the name of it? Probably. It
No,
probably is. The good things.
I'm probably thinking something else. The Taking of Deborah Logan, I have yet to see.
Okay.
Okay, then she shoots off a bunch of examples of horror movies in the non-traditional film mediums that shook the genre in quick succession. Wendell and Wild, Coraline I did see, Beetlejuice I did see, House I did not, Donnie Darko I haven't, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night I have not, A Cabin in the Woods I have not.
Oh, some classics are Cujo, The
Hmm.
Exorcist, Silver
Oh.
Bullet.
Huh.
It's some other ones as well too. Oh man, they coming to me now. Oh man, come on, come on, come on, come on, come
Oh,
on, come
you
on, come on.
mentioned Dracula, so I also want to give a shout out to the Universal Studios classic monster movies, which I have been checking out lately. So, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, the She
Yeah,
Wolf
there
in
we go.
London, the Abbott and Costello meet all these guys, House of Dracula, House of Frankenstein, the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Bride, the Invisible Man. Oh man, I love the Invisible Man.
The Invisible
H.G. Wells.
Man. Yeah, the Invisible Man. Oh my
Um,
goodness.
Oh god, what other ones were there?
The House of Wax. That's more of like a modern one as well too. Then I used to hate the one where this guy, I think the Wax. That's a classic one, to where he kidnaps people and then turns them to like wax figurines and they go missing and they
Hmm.
yeah, that one. Oh my goodness.
The Craft,
What's the number?
Suspiria. Hold on, I'm reading the ones that she read or listed. My Bloody Valentine, The Stuff,
Oh yeah.
Killer Clowns, Repo, The Genetic Opera, House of a Thousand Corpses, Tusk, Human Centipede, Little Shop of. Okay, I did not say Little Shop of Horrors, but I did watch the fantastic musical version that came out like 26 years later.
Uh-huh.
I think I watched it recently, and I think it's because John Candy's in it. I've been watching John Candy's films. I think I
Oh yeah.
have.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I listed like his top films, and I think I only have a few more to watch. I think the last one to watch is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because I think it's his most highly rated one. So that'll be the one that I
Uh-huh.
that I finish because I want to um, on the anniversary of when he died, I was going to watch the John Candy documentary, I Like Me. So
Yeah.
I've been doing one a week. Chris Farley is another actor that I've been watching his films. He has 10, so I'm watching one a day leading up to his birthday. Today was day 8 and I checked out Beverly Hills Ninja.
Beverly Hills Ninja. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Not to be
I
confused
forgot.
with Beverly Hills Cop.
Right with Eddie Murphy, they just did a they did a
Axel
reboot, not a
F.
reboot, but yeah, Axel Foley. Oh yeah, Jordan Peele. Did you see Jordan Peele's Get Out, bro?
Get Out was incredible, and you know what? I rewatched it, and I know there was racial undertones. Maybe you noticed them before I did, or maybe I'm racist for saying that. But like, I didn't know race had anything to do with the film until you get to like that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, right.
So
That. Oh my god,
and
bro.
you know what? Afterwards, I did go online and I'm like, am I racist because I didn't notice these things? And somebody actually pointed out something incredible. They're like, actually, no. The average like white viewer or like non-African, non-black viewer that didn't notice, they are not necessarily at fault for missing a lot of things because the way Hollywood is, you're used
Mm,
to some things being portrayed a certain way. So you miss these things because you're not used to seeing them. in film. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen Peacemaker, for example, or the second season?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't finish it though. I didn't finish it though. I didn't finish it though.
Okay, so I won't spoil it, but this was another time where they're like, you don't notice certain things because Hollywood didn't bring you up with them. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Oh.
like maybe the African American community will notice because they live this life like this. They know when something's not accurate to life, whereas like white folks are, they're a little more shielded. So
Mhm.
they miss certain
Yeah.
things. And yeah, once that was revealed in Get Out, I was looking for it everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, the way she eats her cereal. Like she's literally separating the white milk. I know. It's like, oh man. Oh man.
And then there's us. That's why I said, man, we got to do
Oh,
probably a whole
us.
episode dealing with Jordan, with us.
I
And then the other one that he did with man, he's one of my favorite actors. What's his name? Daniel Kaluuya
ooh.
and Kiki
Nope.
Palmer. What was the name of it?
Nope.
Yeah, no. Oh my
Mm.
goodness.
Us,
Um,
I still haven't seen Us, even though I went to school in Santa Cruz. I need to.
what?
I know. You know what? Next time I go up to Santa Cruz, I'm gonna watch it there. Like I feel like I have to watch it while I'm there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Other classic ones she lists off: Eraserhead, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Midsommar, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Sleepaway Camp. I haven't heard of a lot of these. Well, actually, the Killer Tomato ones I have, and Midsommar. That's already on my list. All right, best effects: Candyman, Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
Oh, Child's Play. I of course have started Child's Play. I've seen the first two.
Uh huh.
Evil Dead. I have not seen those. She does list Us and Get Out. Nice. Hellraiser. Okay, Alien and Predator. Okay.
Oh, Predator. Oh
I
my god.
I don't know. I guess they are scary films, but I just never considered them part of the horror genre. They come across to me more as sci-fi.
The reason why, like it kind of like I just said previously, when it first came out, it was like released in the theater, dealing with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, and bro, that movie was freaking intense, like for sci-fi.
I
It was.
not to criticize the creators of Predator, but something I would have done is that shot at the beginning of the movie where
Uh
the Predator's spaceship is
yeah.
heading to Earth. I would have cut that scene entirely because how much more tense would it be if you truly didn't know what was going on? But I mean, you go into it knowing it's an alien. Like
That's
it's an
true.
alien.
It's you already. Your mind and your heart, it's already prepared for it. That's true. I've actually seen Predator Badlands too, and I'm like, the movie was pretty. It was
Mm.
pretty good. I liked it.
The director
I've
of
always.
oh sorry, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
The director of Badlands, he's really proven himself as a Predator director because he also did Prey a couple years ago, and then earlier
Yeah.
last year he did the animated Killer of Killers. Both of those were
Oh, I
like
haven't seen that.
those
I
were
still haven't.
incredible.
They are, bro.
So
And I've
he's
always,
done a secret trilogy.
man, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm like for Predator. I'm excited, bro, because I'm like, I always wanted to be like to expound on like the different like not the mythology, but like dealing with like expounding like on the different tribes, because it's so many like that can like hold off like on their own. It's crazy, bro. I love Predator. I love Predator, bro. I love it.
I'm gonna go
Um,
on record and say that Predators, the third Predator film in 2010,
uh,
is very underrated and was incredible. The one where they bring the humans and kidnap the humans and bring them to their own planet. That movie is very underrated gets too much hate. I think people need to revisit that one now that it's been like 16 years. It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's not as good as the first one. It's not as good as Prey, or actually maybe it's as good as Badlands. Maybe like those two are kind of on the same. Oh, Badlands. I'm gonna give it credit to, for the first time, making a predator the protagonist.
Yeah, instead of the antagonist. Yeah, because I'm like, man, I'm like, it feels like for me it was kind of hard when I was watching because I'm like, I felt wrong rooting for him, and I'm just kind of like, is that supposed to? But I'm just kind of like, I liked it though. I loved it. I love rooting for him.
Yeah.
Definitely for like when he lost his brother. Well, let me shut up because dealing with spoilers and stuff. But yeah,
Hey guys,
Predator.
if we ever mention something, just know that it's very likely we're gonna spoil it. Just know that. So,
Yeah.
all right, we put it out there. All right. The mom showing up at the end, even though we didn't see her, I'm interested. I want to see what a female predator is like. Do they look any different? Are they more dangerous?
They're stronger.
Yeah,
They're
because
stronger.
he seems more scared of his mom. Like the whole that's my mom was set up as very ominous. So I'm like, oh, she sounds more dangerous than the dad. Okay, and then the movie ended.
Yeah.
I was like, dang it. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
We got a lot to look forward to dealing with that. Dealing with that franchise for sure. Man,
Oh, um,
I'm excited.
Elle Fanning's character. I mean, I know she played two of them, but I think that might be my favorite of all her roles. But beyond that, she is part of the Wayland Yutani Corporation, which directly ties into the Alien franchise.
Franchise.
So
Yeah.
I'm curious, are they gonna give Predator versus Alien another shot?
I think they are. I think they are because I heard Ridley Scott. I forgot which interview or what source it was, but like because I think they recently just did like an alien movie not too long ago, right? Like I think like last year or something like that.
Yeah, they did Romulus, and just last year they did Alien Earth, the TV show, which was really good.
Yeah.
So
So I heard Ridley Scott talking about like he wants to revisit that, but I think what they're doing right now for like both franchises that they want to like dealing with this dealing with this day and age, they want to like establish their worlds and then have them cross over eventually. But it's
yeah, that's really smart. I mean, Marvel definitely changed the game with how they approached doing a cinematic universe. And, we've had many studios try and replicate that ever since to varying degrees of success. I mean, the DCEU, it survived for 10 years, but it did ultimately crumble. The Dark Universe only survived, they only did one film, and that completely crumbled. The Dark Universe didn't happen.
Ooh,
although
you know what I just thought?
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I just wanted to say by you bringing that up, I just thought about Dark Justice League. And I'm just kind of like, damn, we never got that. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, that's fair. Although Marvel is what popularized the huge interconnected universe, I mean, it's still going, and it's been like 18 years. It's now, this year, the MCU is going to be old enough to drink. No, wait, not get drink. Not drink. Wait, what can you do at 18?
Yeah, really good. Right.
Wait, what
I
can
think, isn't it? It's 21.
No, you're right. You're right. It's 21. What can you do at 18? Get married and go to war. I think those are the two.
Yeah, get married, go to war.
Yeah. And no longer have sex with people younger than 18. Sorry, I thought about Transformers, and oh my god, one of the funniest scenes is that guy who pulls out the Romeo and Juliet law. Like, he has it like laminated in his wallet. Like, yeah, I get to sleep with this girl. Look at this law right here. Okay, I'm not laughing because it's in the movie, but because I know someone had to do that research. Which I don't know if that's concerning or hilarious.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, bro. I hope you don't get corrupt there. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
We can't get canceled just for mentioning that. Like it's in an
Bro.
official movie.
Right when we release this episode, we're gonna have like a strike or a anyway,
All right, fine.
yeah, man.
Candyman.
Yeah, there we go.
Uh,
Oh my
we
goodness,
were talking. We
bro.
were talking about Alien and Predator. So yeah. Anyway,
Ah, my
like
thoughts hurt.
working
Oh
on
my.
these universes and then interconnecting them, it could be the way to go. But again, you need. I don't know. You need to find some way to make it more engaging.
Yeah.
Like the first Alien versus Predator, I thought it was all right. I mean, it's not like a huge event film or anything, but it was pretty good.
I, I, I've seen like it's like I said, it's like it's interesting to look at because of the visual effects, but as far as like the writing, the concept, and then dealing with the characters, it was just kind of like I really wasn't really invested into it. I was just like, yeah, Alien Predator, that's what I want to see, and it's kind of like there really wasn't no like no build up for it. You get what I'm saying? It just
Yeah.
happened, and I feel like that's something that has to be reestablished. Dealing with like millennials and then dealing with like Gen Z to like get them to get invested into it.
I mean,
Because I'm like one of the ways I learned about Predator was like dealing with I think it was like dealing with Batman versus Predator. Like with that comment, that one was like freaking wild.
well,
That one was crazy.
they definitely need. If I am to look at Phase One of Marvel, even Avengers, it isn't the biggest event in the MCU, but at the time, the first
Yeah.
Avengers was huge, and they clearly built up to it. I mean, the second film, The Incredible Hulk, you had Tony Stark showing up at the end. In Iron Man 2, you had Nick Fury again, and he's mentioning different events going on. And then you have Thor's hammer at the very end. And then in Thor,
And
you get Coulson, you have, what's his name? You have,
Hawkeye.
yeah, you have Hawkeye, you have Loki showing up at the end, who is going to be the
Yeah.
antagonist in Avengers. You have Nick Fury with the Tesseract, and then with Captain America, they have Howard Stark, and then
Right.
at the end they have Samuel L. Jackson. So they do a lot to connect these stories without feeling too forced. So by the time
Yeah.
Avengers happens, it does feel like a small culmination. When the first Alien versus Predator happened, there was no indication beforehand that these two franchises were ever going to intersect. Like the only clue I think there was back in Predators 2, one of the skulls that was like on the Predators like trophy wall or whatever, one of them was a skull of one of the xenomorphs, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even mean that they were going to intersect. Like that could have just been like a fun little reference, right? I mean,
Reference.
you have the ETs, like you have the ET characters in Star Wars. That doesn't mean that those two franchises are ever going to.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, there was no like indication, and then just like all of a sudden, boom, Alien versus Predator. You know?
And like even if it's two biggest like they're two franchises, you still have to build up a lot of lead, in doing that. And I feel like that was the major problem. Not to deviate too much off topic, like dealing with Justice League, and it's just kind of like it was this like dealing with, I don't think I wouldn't blame Zack Snyder, but I just think dealing with DC and then Joss Whedon and so forth. It just obviously it just looked like okay, yeah, they're trying to compete with Marvel, and it's just kind of like I feel like where DC has a particular advantage over Marvel is that they're more. I feel like DC Universe has more. They have more grounded, rooted stories, But
I'm gonna
Marvel,
fight you on that actually.
but but the dealing with Marvel actually had a whole TV show, Agents of Shield, of giving a whole bunch of like contextual material facts to like other shows and characters and leading up to that particular point. So it's just kind of like that's where you know that's I think that's the problem where we're wrong with Alien versus Predators, that nobody cared because there was no build up to it.
Yeah.
You know.
I am gonna fight you on DC being the more grounded franchise, though. Growing up, I always thought DC as the more like fantasy type universe.
Really?
Like not that it's part of the fantasy genre, but just because it feels more unrestrained. I mean, they have made up cities. They have like a super powerful alien dressing up in tights. Like it feels classic, you know? Like it feels if I'm going to describe it one way, Marvel as a kid made me feel like an adult, and DC to this day makes me feel like a kid. And yes, the DCEU was interesting. It definitely gave me Injustice vibes. I think I've talked about it on a previous episode. But I think DC works best when it is a lighter universe. And Marvel seemed to do pretty well when they were a little more grounded, or just gave up and went full comic book. You know what? No, screw everything I'm saying. Both franchises work better when they just accept that they're comic book movies.
Yeah, I'm like, if DC carried, because for me, I'm speaking from the particular perception of like their animation, like the live, like dealing with like the live action and so forth and stuff like that. It's kind of like, they kind of missed the mark in that certain area, except with dealing with like Christopher Nolan's trilogy, like obviously, but.
Well, that's because it suited the character, and then the DC studios made the mistake of thinking, "Oh, that darker vibe is going to work for all our heroes," and
that's what made, and I feel like that was a huge problem on why Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man got wrecked, because it was like, oh, that's a blueprint. We have to follow that blueprint, because when you look at like the first movie versus in the sequel, they're two vastly distinct, like virtually like aesthetic movies. This is kind of like the first one was kind of like real dark, and then the second one was more of like a more bright up tone. You get what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, that's why and I'm like, for me it's kind of like, I like Andrew Garfield, and I'm not saying like something. I feel like those two movies are really underrated in my opinion, but you can just kind of tell, like dealing with like the writing of it, and dealing with certain with the characters, and dealing with like the loss and the deaths and stuff like that. It was just kind of like they were trying to do too many things, trying to ground a lot of stuff into it that didn't really work. But yeah.
We've already seen Predator in animation. I know you said you haven't seen Killer of Killers yet, but
I'm so bad.
Do you think that Alien could work as an animated franchise? Because Alien has it has a huge range, I think.
Yeah, they have more range than Predator, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people are gonna hate me for this, but I thought Prometheus was actually okay. Like, it's not an alien movie. It is a prequel of stuff that comes before, and this is something that I think prequels get a lot of hate for. It's not going to be the same as the original. It's not going to be the same as. I mean, what would be the point? Like, if it is the same, it's not really a prequel.
Yeah.
So I do like the whole thing with the engineers. I mean, maybe it's a little questionable how they replace religion with the engineers. I know some people take issue with that. Personally, I think it's interesting, but I like the idea of we don't know where humans came from best, because none of us really know. The Creation. Oh, Michael Fassbender, by the way. Both of those movies, that one and Alien Covenant, he killed it. I was personally hoping he would show up in Romulus, because I just want to finish off his character's story, but I guess we're never going to. Um, Alien, the first one. The first one is definitely a horror film. Like, it's set up as one.
Oh
And
yeah,
it,
hundred
it,
percent.
it also gave us one of the best female action stars ever. And I know a lot of people like hate that these days, but I think Alien, the first one, gave us the blueprint of how to do it. She's not the main character. She's not a Mary Sue. She's just the one who happens to survive. She's the one that happens to get out of that situation, who happens to win.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it did start getting a little ridiculous a little later on, where, you know, oh, they treat her as like the one that can get us through this.
Yeah.
But in the first one, she is still very much human. That one was great, and then the second one with James Cameron directing, it's less horror and more so action.
Yeah, it's action packed. Like throughout the whole film, it's just action.
But
Action.
but I gotta give credit to giving us one of the best action lines of all time. Get away from her, you bitch. As you can tell, guys, we definitely love Predator and Alien. I forgot we were talking about horror.
Sci-fi and horror. I love when those two worlds are intermingled.
Ooh, Life.
100%. Definitely when it works.
2017's Life. I thought that one was pretty good, and I remember people had theories that it could be a Venom origin story. In my head canon, maybe. Do you remember that one? The one with Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Romijn, and Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That one was good.
I'm trying to.
The Eyes of Laura Mars. I have not seen that one. Black Christmas. That's on my list. The Lighthouse. I did see The Lighthouse.
Is that the one with William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, or is that a different one?
Yeah. The one with that take where Willem Dafoe has his eyes open the entire take like that.
Oh my goodness.
The devotion, the black and white. Yeah, it felt like a classic horror movie made today.
Was that by A24?
I think it was A24. I love that studio.
Yeah.
I want to work for them, man.
They got something. I think they got another picture coming out this year. As well too, for I think it's like a thriller, something like that. I have to go back and look, but it looks interesting. I gotta go back and find a name for it. But yeah.
Yeah, A24. The first time I think I knew who A24, because a lot of the companies, like, they're just companies to me. Unless you're one of the like big 6, big 7 or whatever, I wasn't paying attention too much to which studios were making what. But once they made Everything Everywhere All at Once, then I was like, oh, A24. And then I realized a whole bunch of these films from before that I had loved were also by them. And then later that year, they made The Whale, which, by the way, I knew Brendan Fraser was going to get a nomination for, and he won. But as soon as I saw that movie, I knew he was going to win. As soon as I saw that scene, like, I need to know that I've done one thing right with my life. Like, as soon as I saw that delivery, I was like, this dude's at least got to get nominated, And
yeah, which you could. Ooh, my bad.
Yeah, and that and then when the Oscars came out, A24 swept the top 7. 6 of those went to Everything Everywhere, and 1 to The Whale. The top 7 awards.
A24 is freaking bad.
And Marvel clearly loves them. I mean, once I saw the trailer for Thunderbolts, and then I saw the trailer for the second trailer that they made for Wonder Man, like, they felt very A24. Like, Marvel clearly loves them.
Yeah, I picked up on that as well too.
Right.
I think they did a I'm trying to see, were they the ones that did a particular I'm trying to see, were they the ones that did a biopic on Dwayne Johnson?
I haven't seen that. I haven't
Let me
seen
see.
that one. Okay. While you're looking that up, I will list off some other horror films. You can tell me if you've seen them. Pan's Labyrinth, Crimson Peak, The Babadook. The Babadook is on my list just because it was mentioned in the fifth Scream. Like, I need to know why Jenna Ortega's character loves that as her favorite horror film.
I know. I think Scream 4 gives so many like hints of like what do you call it, like historical horror movies like that that like in order for that particular person to like live or die, they have to guess. They literally have to guess that horror trivia. I used to love when Scream used to do that, because it's like it does give you that captivation or that expectancy, like, oh, I gotta go see that film, like those little hints and little Easter eggs.
Scream 4 also, I think, has the funniest death in the franchise. The guy with the camera, as soon as he's like, it's like, wait, you can't kill me, I'm gay. And Ghostface actually stops and is like, he's like, I mean, if it helps. Like, I love the delivery and the fact that Ghostface, like, it seemed like he actually was gonna stop if he was gay.
Right, for a
wait, you can't kill me. There are rules. I'm gay. I mean, if it helps. Okay, Reanimator, haven't seen. The Boy, haven't seen. House of Wax, haven't seen. 47.
The Boy is wild. The Boy is wild.
47 Meters Down. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the sequel either. And then she lists off horror movies that are old and hilarious that she watches and analyzes with her English teacher mom for fun. Attack of the Killer Shrews, Cat People, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I want to see Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The Blob.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of the 50s, I did see the original 1951 War of the Worlds, by the way. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then there are other ones down. Bonus homegrown horror content from good old YouTube. Marble Hornets, The Mandela Catalog, Local 58 News, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 2010s, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 2022, Daisy Brown, ARG, Salad Fingers, The Backrooms, The Walton Files, one of the best channels for horror fans aspiring current and or just curious is Dead Meat, particularly the Kill Count series. Well, I've seen those. Nightmind has good video essays. And then she ends it with some dancing skeletons.
That's funny. That remind me of that Bugs. I think like that Bugs Bunny meme. Anyway, yeah. So that's the point.
Yeah, she just like listed off stuff, gave some commentary.
Oh yeah, she ain't playing no game.
And I mean, this is cool. She listed the classics and the genre shake. I mean, she arranged them by subject, which is great. Yeah, all of these are on my list, and I am going to see all of them. I've seen some of them. I'll definitely watch all of them at some point. You know, when we started this episode, we didn't actually know that we were going to talk about horror for...
We didn't even plan in the chat. You were like,
I just showed up with like, this.
I'm just like, I've seen that. Cause I'm like, it's been a minute. But when you pulled that out, like my whole like child, like I got triggered. I'm just like, that's what we talking about. Yeah. I'm like, bro, it was instant. I mean, we got to talk. Go ahead.
It's Friday the 13th, man. I mean, when is the next Friday the 13th? Actually, next month. What am I talking about? It's a 4-week month. The next Friday the 13th is literally in 4 weeks. Never mind. But anyway, I was thinking like I have to, man. The only thing that would be better is if Friday the 13th happened in October. But that hasn't happened since.
I've never seen that one franchise called, I think his name is Nailface. I never seen that franchise.
Pinhead?
Yeah, Pinhead. There we go. I've never seen that franchise. I've
I
never watched
haven't
it.
either. Oh, Saw. Oh, those ones. I don't
Ooh.
know. I don't know if I should see them because they feel like they might be too much even for me.
Start off.
Because
I'll say start off. I'll say start off. Start off with the early ones with the simplicity. Start off with like I'll say Saw one. I stopped watching them like I think it was like Saw six, and then there was one they rebooted. They started back up. Like the video, I'm like the video games are wild as well too. I'm like, dang. I'm like the video games will give you that same feeling like from the movies, and I'm just kind of like that's hard. I'm like that's hard to do. That's hard. That's hard to do. Um, have you ever watched Saw before?
no. Do you think 28 Days Later counts as horror? Probably, right? Like zombie things. We didn't mention too many things that had zombies, which is a genre in and of itself. You know, Army of the
Oh,
Dead,
Walking
Night of the Living Dead,
Dead.
The
Walking
Walking Dead.
Dead.
Walking Dead I haven't seen. 28 years later, The Last of Us. Um, what
The
other?
Last of Us.
The
That
Adam
video game.
The Adams Family is probably not horror. That's probably like a softer version. It's like a twisted, soft version of horror.
It's a yeah. Back in the day, yeah, yeah.
Well, these days they definitely play into the horror a little bit more. The original show from the '60s, it's
The
definitely
Mummy.
it's definitely very like her. Oh, speaking of Brendan Fraser, yeah, The Mummy.
The Mummy, bro. The Mummy,
Also,
bro.
also part of the Universal's old films, the original Mummy films.
Did you? So when you went to Universal, so you did. So you did. You went on the attraction, and where they took you on the whole lot of like Jaws. Then for Back to the Future, did you do that? Like seeing the stage
Yes,
film
yes,
stages?
yes, I did.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro. Yeah.
you mentioned American Psycho. That one, I feel like today's kids. I make them sound so. Today's kids, as if I'm not one myself.
You sound like man.
Yeah.
you sound like me in that one episode.
Yeah. Anyway, but I feel like people just make memes off of that movie now. I mean, especially the card scene.
Oh my
I've
goodness.
seen so many parodies of the card scene. If we're gonna talk about horror, Anaconda, they just did like a meta reboot of it.
Yeah. Snakes on the plane. Snakes on the plane.
Snakes on.
Have you seen that one? Snakes on the plane.
I am tired of these motherfuckers. Yeah, I have.
Hey, I don't
Man.
think that's not horror though. That's like more. That's like more like that's like drama.
All right. Lake Placid. That one actually did a crossover with Anaconda. So, although unlike Alien versus Predator, that's not really
Yeah.
like a crossover I hear too much about. Um, what?
Frankenstein.
The recent Frankenstein movie has got to be my favorite adaptation of the book I have ever seen.
I heard it's good. I'm getting ready.
Yeah.
I'm really preparing to watch it.
Uh,
I just, man,
you know what, Josh? Come on over. We'll get some popcorn. Let's watch it on that big
bro.
TV right over there.
A live reaction.
Yes, come on.
A live reaction, bro. We got to put it.
You know what, guys? I know this is a podcast, but should I record his live react? No, I can't do that because then we'll get banned for recording the audio. Whatever.
Oh, damn.
Beetlejuice, soft horror.
Yeah.
What else? Blade. Okay, since we talked about Dracula, Blade might fall under it. I mean, it is more superhero action than anything else, but they do contain vampires, and there are some horror elements in them.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. 100%.
I think
Def-
I know a lot of people praise the second one, but my favorite is the first one because I think 2 and 3 were too influenced by the Matrix.
It was, yeah. You can kind of see, yeah. You can kind of see some hidden, yeah. You can say it. I don't know why I used to think Blade and Hellboy were in the same universe. I don't know why I used to think that when I was younger.
Well, throw Spawn in there, and that's an that's an insane universe.
Bro. Oh, shoot. We still haven't talked about Sinners.
Ooh, ooh. Speaking of
Bro.
Ryan Coogler, ooh, ooh. Sorry, because I noticed you have Ryan Coogler right behind you.
Oh, this is I was just watching this particular interview of him of breaking down the Ultra Panavision of the 70 millimeter, dealing with like the one, I think it's like the 1:613 aspect, like wide aspect ratio, and then like dealing with like how they combined it, the perks and the proliferation with IMAX. It's never been done before. You think we can watch 20 seconds of it, or we'll get flagged, or what?
We might get flagged, but also, can we hear the thing? You know, or is the audio coming from a TV gonna sound like? I don't know. Go for it. Let's see. I guess.
Okay. Is it in frame? Let me see. Sorry, it's a lot of light reflecting from the pool. Let me see.
Yeah.
So here we have a shot from the opening of our film Sinners. This is the same shot shown captured on IMAX film format, which is 15 perforations per frame, spun through horizontally. And this is that same image as you were looking through, is captured on Ultra Panavision, 5 perforations per frame, with the film being sent through and exposed vertically. Whenever we shoot a scene, unless it's with the intention of being slow motion, we shoot at 24 frames per second. So whether it's through a camera or through a projector, you shoot these frames.
We should stop. Frames. We should stop it there.
Yeah.
All right. YouTube. We didn't show too much of it, so I think it's fair use. I think. Two other horror things I forgot to mention because I checked them out last year. Final Destination. I finally saw those films, and the first one is still my favorite. The sixth one, the one that just came out, Bloodlines, easily my second favorite. I love.
Bro, I heard some stuff. Like people, like bro, I heard some stuff was being channeled in Bloodline, bro, to where it required like paramedics in to come out. Like people, like I've been hearing some stuff about Final Destination, like Bloodline. Like I've been hearing like a few, a couple of crazy stories.
All right, well, the whole thing is. There's a lot of fake outs with Final Destination. I mean, a lot of people do get killed, but there are more fake outs than deaths. And so a lot of it is definitely anxiety. Like, once somebody gets killed, like the anxiety kind of goes away because, oh, damn it, well, okay, they died. I think the true mastery of that franchise is the horror leading up to the death.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes, the paranoia, the constant paranoia. So that's definitely an element, and these films gave me anxiety for 12 hours. But the only death, or I guess it's more torture, that ever like truly got to me, you would think it's the guy in the ER. Not the ER, the what do you call that big machine that they put you in, the MRI. You would think it's the MRI
scan.
Yeah, the MRI scan. You would think, to everybody who's seen the movie, you would think that that's the one that got me. No, the one that I cannot rewatch is in the fifth film, the laser in the eye. Like I just can't with that, man. I just can't. I got LASIK.
Philip, why you remind me of that scene? I hate that scene, bro.
I got LASIK 2 years earlier. If I had not gotten LASIK 2 years earlier, I would never have gotten LASIK.
Ooh.
All right. Let's bring it back to more like fun horror. Five Nights at Freddy's. I also checked out that film finally, and then I saw the second one.
The games are fun. The apps.
I
like things.
When I went to go see the second film back in, when was it, December? I have not seen a crowd outside of Marvel or Star Wars fans react to a movie with such like enthusiasm and love. Like, I haven't played the game, so there were a bunch of references being made that people were like losing their minds for, and like I had no idea. Like,
me either.
Like one guy said his name. I think it was like Michael or something, and everyone was like, "Whoa!" I'm like, okay. I don't know who this is. Now I know what casual Marvel fans feel like. Now I know. Sorry, you were gonna say something. Go ahead.
I think because I'm like I know it, like I'm aware of it, and I know about it, but I'm not like really deep into it because I'm like, I remember like in school, like you at least have a friend in your circle that like they either like that knows about it and that knows about that plays the game and everything. And I always wondered, I'm like, is Five Nights Freddy, is it like based off like inspired by like, it's like a horror of like Chuck E. Cheese, like with some like paranormal activity stuff, like dealing with like what's the what's the log line of it? Because I never really I know about it, but I never really got into it. I played the games here and there, but yeah.
Speaking of Marvel, if the MCU ever decides to give this character a movie, I think you should make it a horror film. Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Nicolas Cage and Spider-Man the horror, oh my goodness. Look how we just switched from topic to topic to topic.
Because
anyway, man, we gotta do better.
Well, I think it's just because we're still relatively starting out, and we just have a lot to say about many franchises.
It's been 7 months, you guys, so we still recovering from last year.
Yeah. Speaking of Frankenstein, Lisa Frankenstein, not really horror. It was more so a twisted rom-com. It felt very Tim Burton-y, in my opinion. Or at least it seemed like it was going for Tim Burton-y. That one was pretty good. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. Nah. Not yet.
Do you care if I spoil something? It's a little twisted.
No, I want to hear it. Because I'm like, when something's spoiled, I actually go in there with a different objective of how I analyze it. Go ahead.
All right. So she has a crush on this one guy, and not to get too sexual with it, but I want him inside me. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
She does go over to try and have sex with him. Anyway, the monster does end up cutting off his thingamabib after we find out that he's kind of a jerk. And then guess what? They sew that thingamabob onto his body. So in a way, she does have sex with his penis, but on a different body. So I thought that was already kind of twisted, and then I heard somebody's analysis of that. They're like, okay, so women are often objectified and treated as just body parts, and here it's actually turned on its head. It's the male body part that's objectified, and then literally reduced to just that body part. And doing that with the Frankenstein movie, like a guy that's literally made up of parts. I thought that was a great. That's a great, it was a great new way for me to see that film.
I wonder. Speaking about that, we just speaking about Frankenstein. There's I forgot what's his name, because I'm trying to see, is it Marvel or is it DC? I think his name is not Tombstone. He's from DC Universe, and he's kind of inspired from from Frankenstein. I think his name is, he's a grayish black character.
Oh, are you talking Solomon Grundy?
Yeah, Solomon. He's always been an interesting, captivating character to me. that I wanted them to like expound on. Like they can do so much with Solomon Grundy, bro.
Solomon
much.
Grundy, I think he's been in live action, I want to say 3 times. He had a cameo in Smallville. He played a larger role in Stargirl, and he has a kind of like a new take on the character in Gotham. He might
Yeah,
oh,
the TV series, right?
yeah. Oh, actually, he's appeared 4 times. He also appeared in the Arrow TV show, and he did take some acid to the face. But this was back when he was still he was the human version, Cyrus Gold. But then the Arrowverse never paid off him becoming Solomon Grundy, unless you want to count Stargirl, even though that's a different universe. I know it's part of the
Yeah,
I know it's part of the Arrowverse, but anyway, yeah. He's definitely like a Frankenstein zombie inspired type character. More so,
I could literally. I would love, like I said, I would love to see my bad for cutting you off. My bad.
Sorry.
I would love to see his. I would love to see his character, to be in Matt Reeves' trilogy. That would be. I feel like that would be real if they do it right. If they do it right.
If they find a way to make the supernatural stuff work in that universe, then yeah, Solomon could definitely, like, he is a supernatural villain, but not too supernatural, you know?
Natural. Yeah.
So he could maybe work in the Matt Reeves universe. They have yet to do anything not too grounded. I mean, they've given us Joker, they've given us Riddler, Penguin, Sophia Falcone, all of these characters.
You said
very
Joker.
grounded. Yeah, in the prison. He's the character in the prison. I mean, we haven't seen him like free. I do.
Yeah, yeah.
I do think that they should like keep him for like whatever the final film will be, like maybe Batman 3.
Yeah.
But
Oh, the Court of Owls would be scary.
oh, I kind of wanted them to be the main villain for the second one. We'll see. The Court of Owls definitely needs a live action adaptation beyond what we got in Gotham.
Yes.
Oh,
and I can't. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My
So,
bad.
since we were talking about horror and then we talked about secret societies, I randomly just remembered the K-pop Demon Hunters. Wait, is this what's gonna get us well known? You know what? I said this before. If we say something again and again and again, we might come up on the search lists. So K-pop Demon Hunters, K-pop Demon Hunters, K-pop Demon Hunters, K-pop Demon Hunters. Maybe this will work. Maybe all those fans will now
Google,
like,
Alexa,
find-
Siri.
K-pop Demon Hunters, K-pop. Yeah, maybe the algorithm will.
I'm gonna start calling you Tom Holland Jr. you're trying to manifest, right?
Dude, that guy can manifest. I think we talked about it like in episode 3 or episode 2. That dude can manifest.
That's crazy. Anyway,
yeah, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I think just talking about the Solomon Grundy character in the Court of Owls, Phantasm. I always like. I don't know whether you've seen that one particular episode from the Batman animated series, with Kevin Conroy voicing the character. Well, no. That's Batman.
I watched all of the DCAU, so you might have to be like more specific of what episode.
Phantasm. I heard Scarlett Johansson will probably be playing her, and with Sebastian.
Is that
that's
character the
Two-Face.
Phantasm? Because I've watched The Mask of the Phantasm. They never refer to that character as the Phantasm, so I'm just assuming that's the Phantasm.
Yeah, yeah.
And
well, technically, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this counts as horror because it's very postmodern and it's more so funny than anything. But Megan. Did you ever watch it?
I never really. For me, I really never. Because I think there was two. It was a lot of people had this conversation where they were talking about Megan, and then they were talking about that one that was like AI or something like that. But it was like a particular device.
Is it the one where like Alexa is like watching over the entire home?
Yeah, what was the name of that?
I haven't seen that one, but I want to. I forget the name of it. I know the one you're talking about. I don't know. I'll
Good.
look it up
It's
after.
good. It's good, but the ending will disappoint you. Like it's like,
Oh.
oh, that was so lame. But yeah,
Uh,
make it. Make it sci-fi, right? Like,
the first one's like sci-fi horror. It definitely is trying to show how AI could be scary, which, by the way, has been done by Terminator, which Terminator did it in a different way. Terminator feels more sci-fi, probably because there's more sci-fi elements to it, like the future and the time traveling. Megan,
technology.
an AI that will do anything to protect this little girl, including kill. Like, it's a simpler way to go about AI as evil while still fulfilling commands that it's been given rather than going against them.
Yeah.
The second one, they did that thing where they made her the hero, so now it's a sci-fi action, and it's definitely different than the first one. I mean, I like them both. I mean, maybe they're gonna try and do it so that every film meshes sci-fi with a different genre. Because if that's what they're doing, I'd be interested to see how they do it. I mean, they made the jump from sci-fi to action. I don't know. Maybe is the next one sci-fi murder mystery? I don't know. You know.
That's gonna be.
We'll see.
That's gonna be different. I never watched it though. I never watched it. I was like, eh.
There's a spin-off. There's a spin-off that they're making. It's called Soulmate, which, if I had to guess, is sci-fi and romance. So I think maybe they are genre hopping.
Wow, that's crazy. Maybe probably I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not too sold on it. I don't know.
I'd recommend the second one if you think the first one's good. But the first one's definitely worth watching. I think don't approach it as a horror film. Approach it as a postmodern, kind of funny horror film.
Okay.
I mean,
I wanted to ask you one question.
She sings Titanium. That's all I'm saying.
You said what?
She sings Titanium. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no! Oh no!
I am Titania.
Oh my goodness!
I mean,
I'm so happy you told me to not go in there and watch it as a horror film. I would have been.
No, people laughed when she started singing that to the little girl, but she can be creepy, like the little dance she does right before she's gonna kill you with a
Oh, that's weird.
What do you call those things? The paper cutter. Like she's gonna use it as a machete. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh wow, that's wild.
It's worth it. It's worth it. But if you are gonna come over, definitely come on over. We'll watch Frankenstein. I love that film.
Frankenstein. Yeah.
The movie is 2.5 hours. I will spend 5 hours talking about why it's great.
That's why I really want to talk about Sinner's Soul, but I'm like, we gotta move on. But
all right.
I heard the actor from the most recent one. I heard he's rumored to be playing in James Gunn's Batman, huh? For Brave and the Bold. Did you hear about that?
I did not, but I can kind of see it.
Yeah, a lot of rumors. Yeah, because he's like what 6'1", 6'2", or something like that. I didn't know he was that tall. I was like, dang.
If we're talking about height, I think Batman and Superman work best when they're the same height.
Yeah, I agree. Ben Affleck was taller than Henry Cavill a lot, and a lot of people was kind of like, yeah, that didn't kind of quite work out, but
it's not a huge thing. It's more so just like a mental thing. Like I can forgive it, but like in my head when I see that, I'm making it sound much bigger than I truly don't care. But since I'm talking about it, I probably seem like I care a lot. Anyway, moving on. In the horror, this is more so soft horror again, but I think Pirates of the Caribbean at least deserves a shout out. Like the films themselves aren't horror, and they definitely do not fall into the genre. But but there are scenes that I feel like they had elements of it.
Yes, 100%. Certain sequences where it's kind of like, dang, I'm like, this kind of like, I'm like, you'll easily gravitate to like feeling like laughing, like joy, to where it's kind of like you feel kind of like obscured or like in a particular sense, like, yeah, this is kind of different, you know.
Yeah.
But like that, one of the people that kind of freaked me out the most was Davy Jones. If you ever went on that ride at Disneyland,
Why are you afraid to get wet?
Yeah, Davy Jones used to creep me out a little bit. I don't know, like, you know.
Is it the squid look?
Yeah. You said the what?
Is it the squid look or?
I think so. It's just that's so, you know, weird to me, but yeah.
He was incredible. I mean, he is the most iconic villain from that franchise, right? And it is very hard to upstage Barbossa.
Oh my, bro. Oh, and I'm like that. And the actor that plays as what's his name? Captain Sparrow. Captain
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to see.
Best.
Hasn't Johnny Depp been in some horror movies?
Sleepy Hollow, Headless Horseman, Sweeney Todd. Yeah, and then he's of course been in like creepier Tim Burton. I mean, Tim Burton loves the guy, so you know we've seen him in Edward Scissorhands. Alice in Wonderland isn't scary, but I remember when I was a kid, I was freaked out by some of the stuff because it was such a different take on Wonderland compared to that old cartoon.
The original, yeah. That's how I literally felt for like certain Scooby-Doo episodes. Like I think it was that one oh my god, it was like some creepy. What was that one episode when they're running away from like, no, not the swamp, man. I think it was kind of like what do you call those people that dive in the water wearing that particular suit? And
the scuba diver, not the scuba divers.
Yeah,
the ones with the tanks, right?
Yeah, with the tanks. It used to be glowing. It used to be running after him. And I think it was like that episode, and then one with.
The one with the big metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
kid,
huge round thing with the glass right there. Yeah. Oh, I know the monster you're talking about. I forget his name, but yeah, he was definitely creepy. Oh, I thought of another horror one. Quiet Place.
Oh yeah, Quiet Place. Isn't it 2 movies? There's a sequel for Quiet Place. It's
2 movies, a prequel, and I think a third one's coming. But
yeah,
I love that Trevor Noah made fun. I mean, he made fun of the movie indirectly, but he's like, it's always funny when there are these movies where, you know, all you have to do is like be quiet. You know, like the monster is in the other room, and you know, all the white people are like.
What are you doing? That's dirty.
When you know, all they can do is like the monster's right there, and you could just be there, like reading a book, you know.
And I hate when they fall, bro. I be hating that crap. I'll be like, if you fall, I'm not rooting for you no more. That's it. I'm not invested. If you fall, I'm not invested in you no more.
I am so much like that. When there is a character that gives away the location of like 3 or 12 other characters, I'm like, if I was one of the people you were giving up, I would shove you out of the room so fast. I would personally feed you to the monster, you know? Okay.
That's a deposit.
Resident Evil. I recently started checking out those games. I have gotten through the first four, and I have seen the first two films. The ones with what's her name, Alice. I've seen the first two films.
Bro, the games, bro, those games, oh my goodness, like I love how like dealing with Resident Evil 1 and 2, dealing with what's his one of my favorite characters from that from the game is what's his name? The one with the blonde hair that got transferred to Raccoon City. Um Come on,
A
because
guy
I
or a
know
girl?
it's a guy.
Leon?
Yeah, Leon. Yeah, Leon Kennedy, and then it's Claire. Like
Yeah.
man, when those games like came out like in the '90s, like bro, and I'm like, I just love how like the sequels of it of like rebooting the game are able to like hold like to hold up, or I dare even say they're even better than the originals in my opinion
Yeah.
because of like the advancement of like the visuals and everything. But man, I haven't seen the
Oh,
films. I was questioning it, but I'm like, because they even came out with one on Netflix too, with like the game.
yeah.
But yeah, I love Resident Evil.
You
I
mentioned
love it.
you mentioned the remakes, and oh, by the way, when you mentioned blonde, the first person I actually thought of was Ashley Graham,
Uh huh.
and
Uh,
and the I want to talk about the reboots because back when I told some of my friends that I was going to get into the Resident Evil franchise because of the new movie coming out, and
yeah.
one of them said, "I know you, Philip. I know you. The character that you are gonna fall in love with is Ashley Graham." And I'm like,
Ooh.
okay. I had no idea who that was. So anyway, I start going through the games. I get to the fourth one, and the first time we see who Ashley is like in a picture. I think it was upside down. So I'm like looking at the picture. I took a photo. I sent it to my friend. And I'm like, bro, I can't. She's a kid. She's like, I know the character is like what 21 or something, but the
Yeah.
way that she's drawn in the 2005 one, the way that she's animated, I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't. She looks like she's 14. What is wrong with you? And then, anyway, I ended up getting a text back, and they're like, no, 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 no. There was a remake. You should see what Ashley looks like in the remake. Like she looks older. She looks older. She looks more like her age. And I
It's
was,
yeah.
and I was like, okay, maybe. Like her personality is great. Uh, sure. If I came across somebody that looks like the older Ashley, maybe. But I just can't get that first image out of my head because that was the first thing I thought. Like I texted in my very first thought, bro, I can't. She's a child. Like
Yo, the thing that man, the game,
that's
like the thing that
that's not
still
my
haunts me
that's not my
from those
thing.
games.
I'm not in the files. That's not my thing.
Man, I can't stand Mr. X. Those footsteps, and it's so slow. Boom, 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 and busting through the walls. I said, "Oh my goodness!" And then it's that other. Nah, I think his name wasn't Typhoon, but it goes like stars. You know who I'm saying. You know who I'm talking about. Like it has like this character in the game. This is in Resident Evil. I think it's in the first one, and it's kind of like this character. It's kind of like it's like a typhoon. Like he's like an experiment, and he has like caution tape like on him, and he's like indestructible. It's like bro, that I'm like bro. Like those characters freak me out, bro. Like I get nervous. I get nervous, bro. I get nervous. But yeah. Ah, man.
Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think of more horror things to. Anyway, guys. By the way, in case you guys are wondering why I wanted to talk about horror, it's because Scream 7 is coming out in a couple weeks. So it is on my mind. I do think that in this podcast we should talk about like films as they're coming out. Like I know most of our you'll never hear half of our Wonder Man conversation because my audio
Oh yeah, that
didn't record.
yeah.
I said some really smart things too. Hopefully,
Both of us did, bro. Both of us did.
they'll hear what you said. They'll hear what you said. I think I am.
Oh yeah.
I think I am gonna
yeah.
post it. I'm just gonna take an image of me like this and just place it over my video. And you know what? I'm gonna try and post it today since it's Friday the 13th. It'll make sense. I'll do it. The video's not gonna do
Only
well,
Philip.
but
Only the thumbnail's gonna be like, what the?
what the fuck?
Any, just live on.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like Jason talking to a black guy. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
Oh no, Jason's not gonna say anything. He's Jason.
Oh, it's just gonna be. You don't even hear him breathe anyway. Jason is just quiet. We just hear.
What's another horror? Oh, The Crow came to mind, but I don't think that's horror. I think that falls under action superhero. Cocaine Bear. Did you ever see Cocaine Bear?
Bro, I never I wanted to see it, but I never saw Cool. I forgot all of that. Came out like 3-4 years ago, right?
Yeah, like 3 years ago now.
Yeah, I never watched it, bro.
Oh, how about or maybe it's 2 years. Anyway, The Purge. You ever see The Purge, including the TV
Which
show?
one?
Oh,
yeah,
any of them.
Yeah, I seen some of the TV show, and then the one what's the political one? I forgot what was the name of it.
I think that was the third one.
Yeah, I seen them. Yeah.
Let me see if I can try to remember what the third one, because the second one was an election year. Election year was the third one.
Yeah, that one was freaking wild.
Yeah, that one was. I don't know what they would do to continue the franchise from here, given how the Forever Purge ended, or just go full throttle with it. Just go. All right, this isn't. No, I keep thinking of action. Like I was thinking Violent Night, and I'm like, no, that's not horror. That's action.
Nah, that's action.
War of the Worlds, to a certain extent, could be horror. More so psychological, because it is action. Like I'm thinking that the like 50s and the 2005 one. The recent one last year, but
yeah.
But no, the one with Tom Cruise and then the one in the 50s, I think they do qualify as horror in that if aliens did come here, if they had the technology to come here and we had no idea they even existed until they're here, chances are they have the technology to wipe us out, and we probably can't do anything about it. The way in which the humans win, I mean, the humans aren't the ones that win. It's the bacteria and the germs that are in the air that ultimately kill off the aliens, because they can't survive in our atmosphere. And that was a good... Yeah, like that was a good way to give us a happy ending while also showing us humans can't do shit, you know? And I also want to give another shout out to H.G. Wells, who wrote the book in 1890s. And I just want to say, I think that back when the book came out, it wasn't so much of a fantasy that there were Martians. Because at the time, there were like these lines that were seen on Mars with the telescopes. We now know that it was just the technology wasn't there yet, so it was just a trick of the lens or something like that.
It wasn't advanced at the time.
Yeah, but back then, when he was writing the book, it was believed that those lines were like canals that were quote unquote man-made, or rather Martian-made, and that was proof that there might be life on Mars because the optical illusion or whatever made it look like it went from one pole to the other, and there's no way that that could happen naturally, you know. So they were like, oh my god, like Martians might be over there, and a lot of people were very, I guess, optimistic about it, like, oh, you know, like we're not alone in the universe, they're going to be our neighbors, yada yada. But H.G. Wells was one of the first people to ever say, okay, but what if they weren't so noble? What if they came here to conquer us? I mean, think about it. If the natives found out that there were other people in Europe, maybe they would have had the same ideas. Oh, cool, we'll be neighbors, we'll have fun, you know, we'll exchange ideas. They didn't know that they were going to be conquered and massacred, you know? So
Right.
So H.G. Wells like pointed that out. Why would you assume that the aliens would be friendly? And the thing, his idea was so strong that most alien stories these days have to do with invasion. Like that is how poignant his idea was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. That's incredible. And the fact that he used actual history to touch on that.
It's just I just literally, because for me, when you were when you were explaining that, you know, about how he set the whole linear like formula of like dealing with alien invasion, I'm like, I literally instantaneously thought about this specific cartoon that I used to love as a child, and it's Courage the Cowardly Dog. And some of those, and like I said, some of those episodes have have messages in there, and it's just kind of like, I remember it was that one what was that one episode? I think it was concerning like dealing with there's so many of them, the UFO. Then it was the one where the gray I forgot, what do you call those aliens? They're called gray, I think, gray heads. And then it was the one with there was some mythological episodes as well too, like dealing with the mummy. And then yes, the Courage Cowardly Dog. That show was ahead of its time. I thought about that.
Oh, if we're going to talk about things that maybe aren't so scary now, but were scary as a kid, I want to give I keep saying shout out. Like I want to mention two other franchises, The Witcher and Harry Potter. Now, The Witcher, I never played the games, and the Henry Cavill TV show, well, Liam Hemsworth now, the show hadn't come out, but the books existed, and I did read the books, and they definitely had like a horror edge to them in some scenes. And then Harry Potter definitely has elements of it. I mean, they are reframed to be more like fantastical, but I mean, like I grew up with the films too, so like the spiders.
Did you start off
Forbidden Forest?
You start out with the book, or you started out with the books, or you started out with the films?
I started with the movies, but then I got into the books before the movies ended. So I think the only books that I read before the movies were the 6th and 7th ones, which turned into movies 6, 7, and 8. But the first five, I watched the movies first. And this is actually how I got into Tolkien, actually. I know Tolkien didn't write Harry Potter. Don't come after me, guys. Listen. All right. So I was in a hotel with my parents, or maybe it was a motel, and they turned on the TV, and it was the scene from Goblet of Fire where Harry is on his firebolt flying away from the dragon.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I just thought that looked so cool. I mean, I now know it's the Goblet of Fire, but I was like, what is this? And they're like, oh, that's Harry Potter. And I was like, oh, okay, I kind of want to see these. And they're like, okay, no. First, you got to see Lord of the Rings, because those movies had come out a few years earlier.
Yeah.
I realize now that they wanted me to have an appreciation for the works of the father of modern fantasy. But at the time, I thought they were showing me Lord of the Rings because it was a prequel. So by the time I got to Harry Potter, I was so confused out of my mind. Like, why are the ring wraiths now dementors flying around? Like, why are they prison guards? Is that their punishment? Why are the goblins working in the bank? I thought they were all bad guys. And the Hobbit, I mean, did the dwarves go underground? The elves are slaves now? I mean, and they grew so small. They like shrunk down. And the dwarves and hobbits, did they just die? I mean, what the fuck? You know, like, I was a stupid little kid. Like, I mean, I was quite intelligent, but when it was something I had never come across before, like the idea of reboots, I didn't know that was a thing. So when I went to go see, The Amazing Spider-Man, speaking of Andrew Garfield, I thought it was Spider-Man 4. I had never heard of a movie that had 4 in the title. So I thought, okay, they're just giving it a different name now, The Amazing Spider-Man. So when he's getting beat up, and I also wasn't good at faces back then. I mean, I was like 9.
Yeah.
I was like 9 or 10. So when he's getting beat up by Flash, I was like, bro, you're Spider-Man. Kick his ass, you know? And then he got bit later on. In real time, I learned what a reboot was. As soon as he got like bitten by the spider, I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's different.
Oh.
That's
Oh, this is a different guy. This is a different movie. Okay, because and then or another example of this is more so an example of me not truly paying attention or knowing sequels. I didn't know sequels were a thing until I was like 5. My parents were showing me the first Star Wars. I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, you know, that's how I learned.
Like that was incredible. The good guys won. They blew up the Death Star. Incredible. This is a perfect movie. And then they wanted to show me the quote unquote Vampire Strikes Back. That's how I heard it. The Vampire Strikes Back. I thought they were going to show me a Dracula movie. And
really?
Yeah, like I don't know, like I didn't know what sequels were and I didn't know what reboots were, but somehow I thought I was going to watch a movie called The Vampire Strikes Back. Anyway, so then the movie starts, and it starts the same way as A New Hope, right? The yellow letters. So I thought, did you guys just put in the same VHS? I mean, what is this? And
is it messed up? Is it broke?
Yeah, and then it's different. That, you know, the ship isn't chasing another ship. There's still a Star Destroyer, but now it's sending out drones, and one of them just went to an ice planet. Again, in real time, I was like, oh, sequels. You know, like, yeah.
Hey, as
many stories as I have of me being a smart kid, there are the same number of stories of me being a little dumbass. Like, okay, one of the coolest stories that my parents told me this of me being smart was when I was young, I recognized every single state by its shape. And there was this like little wooden puzzle where you put like all the states on it, and then the Washington was missing. And I was trying to tell them it's on the washing machine, but I couldn't pronounce machine. So I kept saying washing. And they're like, yeah, we're missing Washington. And I'm like, washing. Like, I'm trying to tell them that the Washington piece is on the washing machine.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
You said you were 5?
No, I was like 2.
Oh, dang. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I don't know what happened to all that intelligence. I decided to be an art student. Intelligence, God gave it to someone else.
It went out the window.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? I gave you this high IQ. I'm going to take that now, and I'm going to give it to this. I'm not going to give it to a guy that's going to cure cancer. Nice try. I'm going to give it to this guy who's going to make, I don't know. He's going to be a nurse 24/7 in a couple of years. I'm going to give it to him.
I literally just thought about Twilight Zone. And I'm man, I think my first introduction as a kid being introduced to vampires, I think obviously was the original. I'm like the original one that came out like in the early like 1900s, 1920s, like that one. And then I think like I didn't really watch that because I was scared. And I think my first time being really exposed to really learn what vampires are, what really was really that one Batman movie that came out. It was that one particular series that came out for that Batman 2004 2006 series, and it was called Batman versus Dracula. And I'm just kind of
Oh, I
like,
remember that one.
I said vampires are freaking strong, they're fast. I'm like, they don't got no weakness. When I first learned, I'm like, their weakness is like onions, like garlic.
Garlic
I'm
sticks
like,
through the
that
heart.
is so like that is so cheesy. But yeah,
Oh,
just reflecting on that.
speaking of vampires, guys, go check out that new Dracula movie that came out last week. I thought it was great. It is. It's amazing. I haven't read Bram Stoker's Dracula yet, but if it's anything like the 1931 movie, then this
Yeah.
movie totally reinvents it. It's gonna be a classic, or at least I hope so. I don't know. It's hard to tell if a modern day film is gonna become a classic, even if it's truly incredible. Like,
Yeah.
like Everything Everywhere All at Once, the most awarded film of all time. I haven't heard anyone call it a classic, so I don't know how old you got to be a classic. Anyway, I mentioned War of the
Dude, that's
Worlds.
in
Oh.
itself. No, I was just saying. I'm like, dang, that should be. I just thought like there should be an episode like where we're discussing like what is a classic? Like we gotta like define that. Like because there's many different like adaptations and variations, and then also dealing with like timeline on how it holds up during over a course of time, and then there's so many things that goes into a classic. I'm like, that's actually a good filmography discussion, a panel to talk about like defining what a classic actually is.
We could,
Because like dealing with Gen Z, like they don't really like, like if you're not like I said, if you're not like a geek or a nerd or really into like film, you're not gonna really understand on what a classic is to a certain extent. Right?
yeah.
But yeah, that's a really that's that'll be a good panel to
I
discuss.
mentioned War of the Worlds earlier, and another book that came out around the same time. I want to say 3 years later. I want to say
Yeah,
1900.
you said World War Z?
Oh, sorry, not World War Z. War of the Worlds. Although World
Oh,
War Z is also interesting, but okay, so War of the Worlds came out I think 1897, and I think it was 1900 when this classic book came out. You probably, because the movie is fantasy and it's a very bright film, you probably won't believe when I say that the book is actually a little more horror. Like you're gonna know it as soon as I say it. The Wizard of Oz.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now,
Yes.
Now, if anybody here has read the book, you know that it's a little scarier than the way the film portrays it. Like,
The book, honestly, the books that starts with like the orientation of like origin for like any genre, the books are always better. Well, the books majority of the time are better than the films because they touch and expound on so many things that films are kind of like restricted into like to tell a good story, like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
yeah,
So, but yeah. Anyway, go
I
ahead. My bad.
I think this is just a theory, but I think part of what inspired them to make it a more fantasy type adventure is Tolkien's The Hobbit, which came out 2 years before The Wizard of Oz. I mean, it is one of his most famous books ever. At the time, it definitely was a huge hit.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the fantasy, fun adventure elements of The Hobbit might have influenced The Wizard of Oz. This is a theory of mine. All right, we are approaching. I think we actually crossed 2 hours. So
Oh my goodness, it's me. Yo,
I
is
want to.
this the longest episode we've ever done?
No, I think we've had 2 other ones that are longer. But it is longer than
We,
one
bro,
we did yesterday.
we had no intentionality of even talking about horror, bro. Like,
Uh,
bro, we were both talking about Wonder Man, Spider.
we can still do that late on a different one.
Yeah, well, yeah, whenever, yeah. That Friday, I'm telling you, that Friday the 13th match triggered me. So I'm like, once I saw that, that was it. I was like, nope.
Okay. The last thing I want to mention, cause we talked a lot about horror, but I want to end on a fun one. Zombieland.
Oh, wow.
I want to eat a Twinkie now, just because I mentioned that. I want to go eat a Twinkie.
Oh. Oh, Thriller. Oh my god, bro. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I don't know when you brought up that movie, I just instantaneously thought about Thriller. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Because Thriller also has zombies in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that within itself is was groundbreaking. I think Thriller, I'm trying to say, I'm like, Thriller was like the first, wasn't Thriller? I think Thriller was like the first music video, right?
I don't know, actually.
I think Thriller, because I forgot what's his name, directed it, and he was a horror, what was his name? Landview? No. Oh man, he's a good director too. Phenomenal. He worked on so much stuff. Yeah, Thriller was actually the first music video. Michael, yeah. That was like 19. I was like 80s because he had the Jerry curl. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, not trying to deviate too much off topic. Zombieland.
What do you think about those? And do you think we will get a sequel in 3 years? Because if they follow that formula of one every 10 years, we're
Yeah, we're screwed. It's not happening. It's not happening. If it goes like that.
Well, they could at least do a third one. I think they can still do one in 3 years. Do you think they should? Do you think that? Okay, separate questions. Should they continue it? If they do continue it, should the third one be a finale? Or should they leave it open-ended to make more?
I'll say the reason why, like I said, since it was, I say a finale, because it's kind of like when you try to produce or you try to greenlight a particular project, years after of something, making something original, it's really hard to try to implicate or to try to recreate that, because it's kind of like I feel like the only way that will be able to work of just adding on, like, after years going by and just making more, you will literally have to bring those same people on board. And sometimes, like in the industry, it's difficult. You have to be super intentional in that approach. My opinion.
Yeah, because of scheduling, you usually have to plan like far ahead.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely, if you're trying to bring on, like, dealing with like you have to bring on like your particular, like, your art department, your production design, and then whoever that you ever lean on towards, like dealing with the practical effects and dealing with prosthetics and so forth, like, dealing with the criteria and the requirement of all that. You have to be super intentional, like, and that usually, like, when you like doing stuff like that, you have to plan. They usually plan that, doing that beforehand, like, hey, like, this is the plan. We're going to go ahead and try to do this many amount of films. We're going to try to plan to do a trilogy and see how we're going to see how the first one does, and if the first one does, then we're going to break through with a second one, and then then obviously you're going to do, you're going to aim for obviously a trilogy. But yeah, what were you thinking?
Well, personally, I'm thinking I don't want the second one to be the last one.
Yeah,
So,
definitely don't.
I mean, this is definitely not a franchise where they save the world. It's definitely more
Yeah,
about the family of the four of them. So, I think I think they should do a third one, just a concluding arc for all of
yeah,
them.
yeah, 100%. It's the like it's worthy and it's well deserved. It's I just hope that what happens sometimes. I just hope that they don't leave fans on and then they actually never get to it. And then when they do, they don't care no more. You get what I'm saying? You have those, but you have those people. You have those type of people out there.
Well, if you're going to have a franchise that still appeals to the same fans that it started with, I think
Mm.
you need to grow with the fans.
Yeah,
Like there's a reason that Andor and Rogue One pleased a lot of the people who were watching Star Wars when they were like a little kid and A New Hope came out. There's a reason
yeah,
that you know I mean it's very adult. It's not as simple for lack of not that the original trilogy is like simple. It's just a lot more straightforward. Whereas Andor and
yeah,
Rogue One are more complex for the grown-up audiences that grew up with this. Or Smallville, for example, it used to be, uh, villain of the week, nice like Superman in high school type thing,
like true, but yeah,
and then the show gradually grew up and like got darker as the fans grew up. I mean, they started having like implied sex scenes, for a show that like 12-year-olds used to watch.
exactly. That's yeah. I agree. I agree. It's just the approach. It's just like it just has to be there. You have to be, and that requires a whole lot of intentionality. 100%.
Yeah. All
You know,
right. So we're actually approaching 2.5 hours. I think I don't remember the exact time we started, but
one. I know it was like probably like maybe like 110, 115 or something like that.
yeah. So all right. I ended up talking about horror films a lot longer than I thought we would, but like you said,
Yeah,
we just go
for real.
off on different topics.
Yeah, we got like you always said. We use antidote.
I think our episodes are like 90% anecdotes.
For real. We start off with one topic and then we deep like we go off to like 2 to 3 other, then come right back down the
Yeah.
line.
Yeah, like how many times this episode were we like, "Oh yeah, we were talking about horror films."
Bro, we did that at least like probably like 5 or 6 times. Like bar minimum. At least
Yeah.
5 to 6 times.
All right. So
And we don't the funny part is we just don't do one reference. We do like 3 or 4 references and then come back. Uh-oh.
yeah, so anyway, I had fun today, guys.
I like this episode. I'm like this episode, like this episode, but this was fun. I
Yeah.
think the reason why is because of nostalgia, like 100%. Like so many child memories, experiences, family, like certain scenes, like yeah, yeah. This
Yeah.
was a good episode.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked us talking about horror. We can definitely uh, I keep speaking like someone's listening to us the whole time. I mean, if you're still here, episode 5, good on you. If you stayed till the end of this long episode, then again, good on you. If you have any feedback for us, please let us know. If you have
Comment
topics,
down below.
yeah, if you have topics you want us to talk about, we can if it's something that we're interested in. Josh and I, we're huge nerds. We have a lot of useless knowledge that we would love to tell you guys.
Right.
So yeah, just I don't know, mate. I don't know. maybe none of you are listening to us, or maybe you're listening to us years from now, and we won't hear your feedback till like
Yeah,
episode
right.
200 or something. I don't know if we'll do
We
that
better
many.
start putting YouTube polls in place beforehand.
And
But yeah,
if we sold out and you get ads watching our videos now, just know that 2026 Phil on February 13th is against that. I think ads are they're ruining us, man. I'm so tired of these ads that
bro,
are like 2 minutes long, like
you
unskippable
get
1
three,
minute.
4 ads back to back, bro. I'll be so mad. I'm like,
Yeah. If we sold out, we apologize.
at least when we didn't do a pledge,
We needed the money.
we will never sell one episode later.
We needed the money for drugs and drinks and prostitution.
oh,
No, I'm
gosh.
just kidding.
Oh,
Why
my
did I
goodness.
say that?
We're getting bro. That's official. We're getting canceled. We're getting canceled for this episode.
Yeah. All right.
Brought to you by.
All right. I hope you guys.
How much y'all? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I hope you guys had fun listening to us talk about this useless information. We are very passionate about films and television, comics, books, stuff like that. So I don't really have a lot of places that I can talk about this a lot. I mean, I used to with my friends all the time, but now everyone's got work to do. So it is nice to have this podcast.
And let us down. And whenever timeline this take place, comment down below. What's your favorite scary movie? What movie scared you as a child? What's your favorite horror book? Thriller, your character, on what changed things for you. Let us know, Don. We want to hear some feedback. We want to hear from you guys. So, please do that. Please do that.
All right. I have been Philip Alexander Orihuela.
Black guy. Stay tuned.
I
You
swear.
thought I was gonna get my full government name.
No, I laughed because for a split second I considered saying the first guy who's gonna die in a horror film because that's the old trope.
You're mean, girl. You're mean.
I'm sorry. That's what the old tropes are like.
Damn.
I'm so sorry. No. I've seen so many where the black guy is the first one to die or the one that wants to
I be hating that,
go
bro.
off.
I'm like, that is not like us.
I swear, every single black guy I have met, they're like, if this happens, I'm getting the fuck out of there. You know, if I walk into a house and then like a ghost starts speaking, I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'm moving. You know, like
get out of there.
like it's
Timmy,
like
that's you. Tell me not respond. It's time to get the hell out of here.
yeah, like I don't know why so many of these films have portrayed the black guys as dying first because it's the white folks who are usually like, oh, let's go check that out, you know. Sorry to end it on this racist note, guys.
Oh, Bird Box. I'm gonna just talk about Bird Box.
Okay, another episode. Okay.
Yeah, another time. Sorry,
All right,
guys.
all right. Sorry to end it on this note, guys.
Bro, we gotta finish this episode. We gotta finish it.
All right. Watch. I'm gonna cut it right here. Ready? 3, 2. Oh, we're still here. Shit. All right. Here we go. All right, here we go.